friend. How are you, my bro? It is for sure, but step up. Shut it out, man. Seriously vibe. Nothing wrong with that, my bro. Run offline for a second. Don't know why. Hey, good evening, everybody. Michael de Jager behind the microphone tonight. If you just tuned in, warm welcome to you. The Big Rock Show it is, of course, and it's been a great couple of weeks. There's been lots of things going on, so hopefully we can have a little catch up tonight and just see what's going down and what you've been up to the last couple of weeks. I haven't been around. It's good to be back, and we're all good to go. Apart from our YouTube has come back. Yeah, so I can hear myself talking twice there, which is a good sign actually, because then I know that that things are working like they should be. And on YouTube we are. I think the internet is struggling tonight for some reason. And, hopefully it's going out on the radio, which is cool. And internet is telling me that they're struggling with the CPU or something. I don't know what it is. You see it hanging. It's hanging, and then it works, and then it doesn't work, and then it works, and then it doesn't work. So, holy guacamole! The joys of being on live radio, is it not? Hey.
Backdoor pipelines, the most dangerous wave in the world. You're locked into the tube, the corals below, and the white water's chasing you. You're close to the things men rate great.
Now, stand by Durban, East London, Maritzburg, the Wild Coast, and all of Capital Country for the most music power.
The sexy rock radio station you've always wanted is here.
With your host, Michael de Jager.
He rocks my world.
One of the greatest guitar players ever in the history of guitar. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Gary Moore. And he's still got the blues. Good evening. Welcome to the show.
Used to be so easy to give my heart away, but I found out the hard way. There's a price you have to pay. You have to pay. I found out that love was no friend of mine. I should have known
So this is what happens, the music. It takes a while to settle down and all of this stuff. So you'll find the music comes and goes, and YouTube comes and goes, and Facebook is solid. Getting there. Good to hear that. Small glass of red. To celebrate good friends. So to everybody on YouTube, I have to talk quite close to the mic. I understand that the music is going to confuse things a little bit. So in the left-hand side here, we have a camera which is Facebook Live. So it's like a behind-the-scenes thing. But most of the chat is done on YouTube here. There we go. Something happened there. Oh my gosh, the song just got. So there we go. That's the late great Gary Moore, and that was because something just went zap on the ZB, and the song came to an abrupt end, which I do apologize for. But sometimes these things you just can't. You can't stop them from happening because it is new technology, to be honest, and we are pushing this little laptop in front of me here right to its ultimate limit because we are filming as well as doing. So we're getting video and audio, and we're doing the Facebook thing on the side here. So it's pushing things right to the limit, especially the internet, and and it's live, of course, so it's unrehearsed as usual. And I must do a quick shout out here to my friend Clyde Lawrence, who's joined me on Facebook over here to say hello. And I just want to let folks know that on Facebook we are not allowed to play music, so that's why you don't hear music on Facebook. But of course there's copyrights and all that sort of thing, and they'll close us down and go and lock me in the shed or something, I don't know. But so we're good enough to get on guitaristTV.com, youtube.com/Guitarist TV, and we're on YouTube, of course, and there's a chat which I have right in front of me on the left hand side here, so I can answer all questions, and if you want to Skype, of course you can Skype as well. So just let me know in a message on Facebook. There is a Facebook, what do they call it, group chat on Messenger. If you want to get involved in that, and the guys are all chatting on it as well. So yes, good evening. It is a Friday night, of course, and if you're sitting alone by yourself and listening to this on the radio, then why not just join us on YouTube, and let's have a nice evening together and enjoy ourselves. Have a good couple of red liquid refreshment, commonly known as Shiraz. I do love my Shiraz, I must say. And tonight I'm in that kind of mood. I'm just going to play things I've never heard before. I got a list of songs here a mile long, and you tend to come back and play the ones that you do know. That this is going to be a good song, and you're going to play it. But at the moment, I'm going to do what I'm going to do. Oh, I know that song. I don't know what that song is. So let's do this. Let's push that to the top of the queue. And I'm going to show you something a bit later on. I'm going to show you the software that I use to do this. So this is an In Access. and a song called The Gift. Never heard it before in my life. Hope you enjoy it. You're a flipping hero, my dude. I promise you. Playing golf with AB the Brothers. How cool is that? Wow. Hey, my lovely Adam. I saw your pictures in a little holiday in Greece. Wow. Such a beautiful place. Amazing. I hope you had a good time. It looked wonderful. Playing this music. Absolutely divine. Are you all back now? Back safe and sound at home? Hey, I'm glad you're back home safe and sound. Hopefully we'll see you soon. Thanks for tuning in and saying hello. Okay, so we're in that mood tonight. We're just going to play, I'm going to play all sorts of things.
Kiss the changes that shape my life.
Cool song, right? I've never heard it before in my life. It's just a random song. Cool song of the album. Hey, if you just tuned in, it's the Big Rock Show on Durban Rock Radio. Michael de Jager behind the microphone.
The sexy rock radio station you've always wanted is here.
With your host, Michael de Jager.
He rocks my world.
Hey, Adrian, okay, we're going to play 3 in a row for my good friend Glenn Adams. One of my favorite guitarists, Frank Marino. Glenn switched me on to this guy. He's amazing. Okay, so I'm going to do something now. I'm going to show you exactly how this crazy world of ours looks. Here we go. German girl on the drums, man. Amazing, dude. Amazing. Anyway, this is one of the greatest songs I have ever heard. This is such a nice vibe. Just a nice vibe. Oh, yes. get a just such a nice guitar player, isn't it? Just amazing. So if you have a song that you want to play, then please drop us a line. Let me know. See, I've got it. I'll play it for you. Sure. And if you're tuning in on Facebook, then how's it too? And you're over here. You had a good job. Just do that. So I've been recommended to listen to something. One in place called Avalon. About his playing is he doesn't play stuff that is like impossible to play. He plays stuff that it's quite meaningful. good guitar player. Got a nice feel, nice. It's like Joe Satriani, you know, he just plays so nicely and moves from one. There you go, from one chapter into another. You know, and the light and shade follows. Brilliant. Back in the day, we had some really cool songs, bands that we used to listen to, and one of them was a band called Uriah Heep. You know, Uriah Heep and Deep Purple sort of entered the world, of my world anyway, I don't know about yours, about the same time. Deep Purple just took off into the stratosphere and left Uriah Heep behind, you know? Which is quite a shame because Uriah Heep were an awesome band. So I'm going to play a couple of tracks from Uriah Heep because I think they're a great band, and it's such a shame they never did as well as Deep Purple did. Of course, I think the band is still playing. I think they still exist. Not sure. If you know, let me know. Okay, I'm going to do something a little bit different here tonight. I'm going to show you, what the software that I use. Okay, so you can probably see my mouse pop up on the screen in a second. And the software you're seeing here is called Sam Broadcaster. So I have a couple of mates who are quite interested in doing what I do. I want to show you how it works. Oh, how's this vibe, man? So cool. Okay, so now I'll switch the microphone right over here to talk. But you'll notice that there's a place here where you can play your queue of songs. Here's your queue of songs here. So I've got lined up Uriah Heep and then below that Geneva Level. And so the queue at the moment is running automatically. So I'm going to switch it on to manual now. And you'll see that the next song won't play until I physically tell it to. Bravely. So here we go. Cool song. So when the song comes to an end, then you have to really be very quick to switch on the lock mic option. So okay, you can see that. Right, so if I switch that mic off like this, that means now I'm talking, and the vocals, although you can hear it on YouTube, people that are listening to the encoding here, which is going out to Spreaker and to Durban Rock Radio, the radio station, they're not hearing anything. It's dead quiet. So I apologize to everybody that's listening on the radio, because I'm just showing a demonstration on how the microphone works. Now, there's two ways it can work. One is you can push that button and hold it. And you'll notice that if there's a song playing and you hit the lock, I normally just hit the lock button because I'm going to be talking for a while. And it's very easy if you're holding that with your left click mouse to let it go while you're talking. And of course, you don't know that because nothing jumps up and says, "Hey, the microphone's not working," and nothing like that. So it's best just to lock the microphone on, and then you can yak away, like I'm doing right now. So people that are listening on the radio, what I'm doing on YouTube on Guitarist TV is demonstrating the software that I use to play the songs that you're actually listening to. Okay, so this software is called Sam Broadcaster Pro. This is the Pro version, of course. We do things properly, and so it's divided up into sections. So you've got your 2 players here, and below that you've got your encoders, and your encoders are the things that connect to the internet and broadcast to on various streams. You have a thing called sound effects down here, and I'll show you what this does. There we go. Push the button and you get the whole. Thank you very much. Thank you so much. That's appreciated. Okay, right. So those are samples. Okay, so you can hear all sorts of things. There's some quite funny things to play with here. So we've got a boing, you got a boomf, and you got something else here. I'm not sure what that is. It's just like a strange sound of some sort. What's that? That's a crowd going berserk, and so there's not a massive amount of. There's one here, okay, and this one here. Okay, I broke something. Oh, geez, sorry about that. Terribly sorry. So now, lady, if you're listening on the radio, you understand that this sounds like somebody's actually doing some stuff. But it's sound effects. Okay, these are sound effects that are built into the software. On the right-hand side, the most important thing, this is the queue. And the queue will play any songs that you select from your directory. So here, this will connect to a data source, okay, or a hard drive, wherever your songs are stored. And once you do that, when you select that directory there, it's just a bit like Explorer, on Windows, and you can scroll through all the songs that you want. Now, the nice thing about this whole setup here is this little button here, because it's like Google. You can search for anything. So if I search for van, then I get a list of things that have the VAN. If I make it more like Van Halen, then I get Van Halen. And all of the songs that come up with Van Halen will appear on that list. So it's searching through this whole list of songs for something that I've done. But 9 times out of 10, I've categorized my songs into folders like this. So let's have a look. So all of my songs are here, songs that I've written and so on, songs that have been sent to me by my good friend Glenn. They all exist in this environment here. Now, because we are here, and I have on this turntable over here, this one here, I have Gypsy by Uriah Heep lined up, right? Okay, but let's just say somebody sends a song and says, "Hey, man, you play my song," and they send it to me by email. So I open the emails, I download the file, stick it in a hard drive somewhere, and I'll show you exactly what I do. I say, okay, add the directory that I've just created. Okay, and what happens is it pops up with this little doofer over here, and I say, well, go to the F drive, okay, and open the F drive, and now scroll down to music, which is the music category, and in here there's loads of folders which will show you all where the songs actually exist on the drive. Now, what I'm looking for is one called Full House, which is a brand new band that I'm going to play their song for in a while, and they call themselves Full House. So once I do that, if I scroll right to the bottom here, ta-da! So now I have a song that they sent me called Hurt You. So I've got it lined up. It's ready to go now. And every time I click on this environment and I scroll to the bottom here, so my song will be sitting here. The song that I've just uploaded, if you like, into the system. It's ready to go. So, but right now, I'm going to play this song here. So what do? Just push the play button, of course, and we get it, and off we go. And then you just give a brief introduction. So you say, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. If you just joined us, warm welcome to you. We're demonstrating Sam on YouTube on my show, and you're really getting an integral inside look, of how things operate. And on the radio, you're going to hear right now, ladies and gentlemen, Gypsy by a band called Uriah Heep. If you just tuned in, warm welcome to you. Okay, you'll notice that I've unclicked that mark. Okay, so it's now what happens is the volume of the track will be quite high. If I hit this button, you'll hear the volume of the track will reduce, because I want to say something, but I don't want to spoil the song, because people are listening to the song and I wouldn't want to spoil it by interfering. And because it's really annoying, and I really get annoyed when I hear DJs talking over great songs that should be just left to play. So there we go. So how was that? Your first introduction into Sam Broadcasting. Cool. This is baseball. Oh, what a good song, man. What a good song. What's up there? Gary Thompson. How's it, Gary?
I was only 17. I fell in love with a gypsy queen. She told me,
oh, what a song. Have to have a glass of wine today.
Super wine.
How's everybody on Facebook? Chop, chop.
Then as a foe, he told me to go.
Oh, very nice.
Took me to a little shack and put a whip across my back, then told me, leave me. I was out for quite a time, came back with her on my mind. Sweet little girl, she means all the world.
Okay, so what I'm going to try and do is this. Copy the link. Gonna paste it there. Paste it. Caught me with a mouthful of peanuts. So there we go. Uriah Heep, and what a cool band they are as well. So right now for you, last of 3 in a row for Glenn. This is Gino Vanelli and a cool track called Lady.
Here I write you, dear. Seems our love had to run. And how I wish you here. 'Cause lady, you are, or maybe you are the one I know. Here I am alone. Guess we kids had our fun. And I hear you've grown to a lady you are, or maybe you are the one I realize. That I'm
See you, man.
just
Turn these
one
sideways.
who believes in
Very
what
good,
he
Lisa.
feels.
I hope you're well.
And my dreams have been changed by what is real. Will you write me, dear? Only now as best friends. I'll always wish you here.
So
Oh,
find your
that
music
lady
on
for me.
Facebook.
Say you begin again.
We can chat, of course. And I love this guy's voice, Gino Vanelli. I'm gonna do 3 in a row for me now. If that's alright with you. Sure, which one's all right? This is the wonderful Gino Vanelli there for you, and a cool song called Lady. If you just tuned in, of course, a warm welcome to you. We're broadcasting on YouTube, Guitarist TV, and as well as Spreaker.com and Durban Rock Radio, of course, and also live on Facebook, which is basically music-less. It's just the vocal, or you could just hear me yakking. That's about it. But it's good to see you pop in and say hello. And I love it when people pop in and say hello, because, it's just good. It's Friday night, of course, and if you're sitting at home and doing nothing and feel like just joining us for a bit of a chit-chat and stuff, and just feel free to tune in and join us for a glass of wine and whatever else takes your fancy, you know what I mean? If you feel like sending me a song to play, or you want to make a request, then please go ahead right now. I'm going to do 3 in a row. Gino Vanelli. Just talking about Gino Vanelli. I love his music. Plays with great musicians. And so here we go. This is live. Let's do it. This is People Gotta Move. Used to play this in Joanna Buck.
And do it right. Shake up her hands like a dynamo.
my friend Patrick is coming to England. Yep. What's your age, Steve? Hey, my brother. You look like you had such an amazing holiday in Paris, my brother. Wow. Fantastic. I'm just so amazed how well your boys are doing, dancing in Paris. Wow, that's phenomenal, really. Phenomenal. Let's see if I can do this. I'm so scared just to ask this computer to do any more stuff than we're already doing. No, I'll leave it. Because I'm really pushing. So I would like to show people photographs on YouTube of what guys have been up to. But to everybody that's just watching, Steve Denman and I go back many, many years. We were at school together, and I think we actually started going to the gym together at the YMCA. Yeah, like proper bodybuilding gym. You know? Just me, Steve, and a guy called Patrick Sutton, and it was incredible. You know? I didn't think, you know, I'm not a very sporty kind of guy. Like I played soccer and that's about it. But when we started training in the gym, there was Mr. Wynn. I don't know, I can still smell that gym. You know? Hey, Steve. Mr. Wynn was a great guy. You know, you had to breathe when you lifted a weight. You know, you gotta breathe in. Take a deep breath. Great days, man. Great days. Yes, and I remember him telling us the story that he had actually had lung cancer, and that he did bench press, and that cured it. Not only bench press, of course, lots of different exercises, I suppose, but we focused on doing exercises which were based on the chest. So he had a massive chest. This old guy, he was, I don't know, 60 in the shade, 70 up. But he had skinny little legs, but he had massive chest. I think he was about 80, you know. But he showed us well, you know? He taught us the ropes. And so we used to go to the YMCA after school and go and train in the gym there. And I loved it, man. I really loved it. And I haven't stopped since. Okay. I don't do massive stuff. I'm just a weekend warrior, as they say. There you go. So we're on automatic at the moment. So there you go, Gino Vanelli live. Oh yeah. I mean, I'd love to play you that song again, but I just can't do it. Ooh, now this is taking us really smooth. What a beautiful saxophone. I just want to start. Oh, I recorded this song. I'm gonna play it.
When I think about those nights in Montreal, I think the sweetest thoughts of you and me. Memories of love above the satellites. I tried hard to forget, but no love.
It's such beautiful music. You know, it's just.
I just wanna stop and tell you what I feel about.
Now, when I recorded this song, we were working in Wolverhampton, in the West Midlands. Beautiful studio. It's like to extend a very warm welcome to the legend of LM Radio, Capital Radio, and of course, Mnet, Mr. Mark Williams. Evening, Captain. Wonderful to have you with me on on Facebook Live. So we are broadcasting on YouTube, of course. Playing songs on Durban Rock Radio, internet radio. It's not FM or anything fancy. It's just a simple little radio station that's run by one guy. I got space for 5 more DJs if anybody's interested. Completely voluntary, of course. See? Let me know. I'll teach you how to do it, no problem. So I want to show you. Let's go back to YouTube and I'm going to show you exactly the software I use and what's going on now. What's happening right now. So you can see this on your screen, I'm sure you can. This is Sam Broadcasting Pro. This is the software we use to blow the tunes across the internet airwaves. Up here you see something called Sam Vibe. What that is, I can click on it right now and show you what it is. So what that is this radio station connects, this software connects to the cloud. The good old cloud, you know? The internet cloud, of course. Yes, of course. What that means is actually connecting to a server somewhere in somebody's backyard. No, the Sound Broadcaster Cloud is a very, very highly technical, skilled environment. You can see I'm connected at the moment. If I disconnect, that means the broadcast going to Durban Rock Radio all over the world will just come to an end. Boom. And over here you can see the listeners, or these are people tuning into something called Tune In. It's not a real reflection of what it's listening because there's lots of other places that this is going out to. So, hey, here we go. Hold on a second. Let's go talk. Okay, so here we go. We're going to lock this microphone down and talk. Hey, isn't that amazing? Gino Vanelli, I Just Want to Stop. We recorded that song. Amazing. Yes, we did. Here it is. This is myself and the wonderful lady called Nina Clark. We recorded this song in Wolverhampton. This is our version. It's not live, of course, but it's nice. Yes, so I haven't got a voice like Gino Vanelli, but not bad, not bad. So the reason why you can't hear any music on Facebook is because copyright rules and regulations means there's Nina coming in on the vocals here, on the harmonies. So she did all the backing harmonies and everything else. And the band performing the songs is of course the core. So cool, man, so cool. I love recording this song. Beautiful. I want to go back into the studio. Really
I got the sweetest thoughts of you and me. Memories of love and times
sing it, girl, sing this song.
To make it, and you know my life won't take it. I just
Okay, we got a small problem with the internet here. So if you're watching on YouTube, you might have just frozen.
The world ain't right without you, babe. I just wanna stop for your love.
Hey, that sounds like a brilliant idea. Sounds like a brilliant idea, Steve. So, if you see on the software, it kind of tells you the remaining amount of time left on the song. So, and that really is something that you just learn to live with as time goes on. And so you know you've got 60 seconds. I promise you, in this environment, 60 seconds goes nowhere. And so yes, so 43 seconds. Already you're starting to think, what am I going to do next? What am I going to do next? And so you wonder why I've got 4 versions of this song, the same song, put up in the queue. And that's because there's somewhere in the ether, the system thinks there's 4 songs. There's not. There's only one. But in case one of them doesn't play, this is like a quirky thing in the system. If the link is broken, it still shows you it's there, even if the link is broken. Ah yes, the fabulous Nina Clark joining me on the vocals for a wonderful song. Okay, so let's hear the real thing, the man himself, live in concert. This is Gino Ranieri and a cool tune called Black Cars. If you just tuned in, a warm welcome to you, Michael de Jager behind the microphone. Okay, so if you notice what I did there, the music is a little bit of got a bit softer as I hit the vocal, as I hit the microphone on. But if you take it off again, it's back to the right volume. So now, there's a lot of things you can do on the fly while the music is playing. So we are live now, live on radio, right? Okay. We're live on YouTube, we're live on all sorts of things. It is possible to change the EQ of what's happening here. So let's just say I decide, well, I'd like to get a bit more tops here. Now if I enable this, of course it's going to work. I'm not going to. If I do this, it's going to change the EQ and it'll make it sound very flat. Let's try. Okay, can you see? You can hear that slight change. But then I do that. Because this is all different. So this is the 63. This is the bass drum. So a nice kick-ass bass drum is to do. If you want a honky middle sound, to do. See? I've got a nice bass in here now.
Gloves and a strapless dress.
So his vocal is about
She
that.
a perfect silhouette. Dark angel, dark glasses.
These are cymbals, top hat. I think I prefer that. Yeah. So sound engineers have done their job properly. They've made it sound great. Point is, it is possible to change the EQ of the song, of the final mix, before it hits the airwaves, while it's on the airwaves. How amazing is that? I can also change the volume of the track going out. Sometimes studios have different mastering techniques, and if the volume on is a bit low, I like it to be just popping in the yellow there. If possible, you can push the volume of the song up a bit. It's a technique that's used for adverts on some radio stations, which is I suppose it's marketing stuff, who knows. But I'm happy to sit it. There we go. There we go. What a great band, man. It's not finished yet, is it? No, it's pushing up halfway through. Please do. Oh, there we go. Okay, so I'm going to ditch that one. People don't want to hear the song again. Now you'll notice down here, this is where all the jingles are kept, right? So I have a couple of jingles that I use in between songs. That one there, pop it to the top. Interesting, right? The whole new world. I think it's time to play another one of Glenn Adams' songs. What should we do? He's still there. Use the crossover on the program. Okay, we're going to talk, and it's on cue, right? So it's going to play the cue. The amazing Mr. Gino Vanelli there, ladies and gentlemen. What a voice, what a band. We'll be back right after this.
Now, stand by Durban, East London, Maritzburg, the Wild Coast, and all of Capital Country for the most
and start with the Water Boys.
The sexy rock radio station you've always wanted
So here we go.
is here.
With your host, Michael de Jager.
He rocks my world.
One of the greatest bands around, the Water Boys. And a song for you. This one's called Fisherman's Blues. If you know the song, you can talk right up until the vocals start. If you don't know the song, don't try and do that. Just play safe. It's just something you learn as you go along. So what I normally do at this point is I go back to the jingle and there's probably different one I think. So I say cue to the top. So the song will appear here. So it's an ad called the Shark Tank. Now it's possible if you right click on that you can do a lot of stuff. You choose the next song, you can add files. This is when you add new songs to your system or to your set list. You can remove songs from your set list. You can go search, you can shuffle them, you can refresh the list. And you can look at the song information. So if you're not sure what it is, for every song that you load, right? These are the properties of every single song. So right across the top, you can see information, pictures, lyrics, comments, details, reporting fields. So you've got to report what songs get broadcast and so on, and your settings. So here you can change the whole EQ of the whole system, but I've never ever done that. And fading is quite a complicated field, but just accept the default. Honestly, don't try and get clever with this stuff here. It's just the default is fine. And the most you'll ever do with this is here. So who's the artist? Durban Rock Radio, because love song. And I'll find a song that I'd like to play. Don't Cry though. I do like Don't Cry though. Honestly, I watched some Led Zeppelin on Facebook this morning. Tears in my eyes watching this. It was a tribute done to them. So here we go. This is Led Zeppelin, Rock and Roll. Some well-known song. They do the same thing. Song information. Now you'll see a little bit more things that make a little bit more sense. So here we got Led Zeppelin, who's the artist. The title of the song is...
Welcome to the Shark Tank.
Okay, here we go.
Durban Rock Radio. Rock Radio for Currie Cup Rugby Champion.
Just tuned in. Yeah, welcome to you. This is Led Zeppelin. Okay, I'm not talking too much now because this is a great introduction. It's time for some real rock and roll. This is rock and roll. So I know the song, so I know he's going to start singing, and you just have this feel that you can just say so many things that you're going to shut up and let the singer sing. So yeah. Hey, my case of boo. Media Monkey. The thing is, I can't. My system's all set up for Sam. You know, then I've been doing it for years with Sam, so I'm quite happy with this environment. And I don't really want to change anything on the song. Just play. But it's got to be solid, you know. So the only thing that really goes wrong with the software is, not the software actually, it's my system, my laptop. If the hard drive just all of a sudden, maybe there's just too many activities going on in the hard drive that I know about. But the tune's cool. I can hear that music blaring in my ears as we on it. External. What happens externally? Well, externally, you can't see that because the camera is facing me. I can show you, I suppose, if you put the camera open. But basically, from the laptop, you go to something called an external sound card. And from the sound card, so from your USB in your laptop to the sound card, and then there it converts it to audio, and you simply take the audio out. And the only reason you have that environment is because you would like to hear the music as well. I mean, you can listen to it straight off the output if you want. With the output of the headphone output. Well, you can do that. But then you've got no EQ, especially if you've got a microphone. Okay, so these days they make microphones that are USB and they plug straight into your laptop. That's great. The problem with that is if you need to touch the EQ on your microphone. I love this part. That's why I got distracted. Sorry. John Bonham. Oh, he's amazing. Oh, yeah. Wow. Amazing. I was just telling everybody that 1, 2, 3, 4. Boom, ding. No, I was telling everybody this morning I was watching a video of Led Zepp, and it was a tribute to them, and Heart came on, and they sang Stairway to Heaven. I promise you, if you can sit there with a dry eye, then you just don't have a soul, honestly, really. Oh man, I was in floods. It was just the most beautiful thing I've ever heard in my entire life. And this is a beautiful song by Joe Satriani for you. This is one called A Love Eternal. Let's have something from Glenn. Okay, there's enough broadcast lessons for today. So, are you hitting the gym tomorrow? Who's going to the gym tomorrow? Don't all put your hands up at once. Oh my God. Amazing. Alright, let's just see where we are here. Alright, Lukey's here, so it's time to play something for Lukey. And I want to switch you on to something else. So we were going down this road of just playing like random things. Okay, I need to... Probably one of the most beautiful songs I've heard from Joe's collection of magical, musical mystery tours. Yes, and that's off an album called Super Colossal, which was recorded by the genius himself in 2006, and that was actually the year that Guitarist TV was founded, and Joe Satriani launched the channel on its maiden voyage. When we interviewed him at the same time as this album was released, or during that Super Colossal tour, when he was performing at the Symphony Hall in Birmingham. So, I'm going to be talking about a brand new band on the block. They call themselves Pilot. I'll have to pronounce that correctly. But I'll talk to you a little bit about it in a while. And I have hot off the press a brand new song by the guys. And I hope you're going to enjoy it. But I'm not going to play it right now until I know that everybody is listening in, because they are saying, wow, well, when are you going to play it? When are you going to play it? So I need to get them all, because they're watching, all sorts of things. People are doing stuff on a Friday night. And, I would just really want to be able to make sure that everybody... so I'm just writing a little note on WhatsApp while we chat, saying to my daughter, Danielle, I'm saying I'm going to be playing Joe's song, Joe's band, in a minute. And I have no idea if she's seen it or not, but I can't use my phone because my phone is being used by Facebook Live here. So I'm going to try. Are you there? Question mark. No, that's not a question mark. Where's the question mark? There. Don't you get so baffled? There it is, there, by this iPad. And when you hit the little shift button and then get an up, then you get a full stop and a question mark. You don't know how to get the question mark. Isn't that so annoying? Am I that stupid? Don't all answer at once. Probably yes. Okay, so we've been listening to some cool tunes tonight, and we've had a good couple of friends popping in on Facebook Live and saying, how's that, my bro? Lekker with you. Yeah. And while I search through this great list of songs to go, well, what should we play next? I'm trying to think out, what's happening next? What should we do? What should we do? What should we do? Now, my friend Dennis Stratton, this wonderful guitar player that used to play with Iron Maiden, I had so many nice stories to tell you about Iron Maiden, and oh my gosh, we went on tour so many, all over the world, and we did Italy and America and South Africa, and it was brilliant. We did gigs in England, and as Dennis Stratton's DS Iron Maiden, which was songs from the very first album. But before I met Dennis, he was in a band called Lionheart, and Lionheart was the band that he joined after he left Iron Maiden back in the 80s, or early 80s, late 70s, early 80s. And Lionheart they signed a deal, they got on a plane, they went to America, they got to America, and they just got on a plane and came back home again, because punk had taken over the planet, the music world, and of course punk killed what was the British new wave of heavy metal, which was Maiden, all those bands, and Diamond Head. There's a lot of the bands that Saxon, of course, UFO, yes, and my mate's band. I'm trying to think what the name of the band was. Oh gosh, so many wonderful bands that transpired in the new wave of British heavy metal. And we went to Bulgaria to celebrate that anniversary. And I was lucky enough to travel with Dennis and his Iron Maiden band. And we performed at a live concert, massive venue. It was great. It was flipping hot as hell. The mosquitoes nearly ate us alive. But, it was so much fun. So, enough talking now. I'm going to play a song from Lionheart, who have recently reformed after 30 flipping years. Can you believe it? 30 years, and later the guys get together, and they're all way in their 60s now and recording music. Some of them are in their 70s, but they're still recording music, and they sound amazing. Have a listen to this. This is a cool tune by Lionheart called Give Me the Light. Thanks for tuning in. How's things in sunny Australia? Wow. Amazing. What an amazing song. And what voices and harmonies and vocals and everything else. Just such an amazing production. You know, it's just incredible. And, you know, the band itself hasn't changed that much in 30 years. The production and the way that the guys play guitar harmonies together and, it's just super duper incredible stuff. While we're on the air right now, and if you've just tuned in, of course, a warm welcome to you. You're listening to The Big Rock Show on Durban Rock Radio, and we're broadcasting on Guitarist TV on YouTube. So thanks very much to YouTube for having such a splendid infrastructure that helps us do this kind of thing. And it's really very, very nice. And, you know, if you're not doing anything on a Friday night, which lots of people, you know, sit at home, bored stuff, nothing to do. So we just get together, have a little chat, have a little chinwag, play some music, drink some wine, and eat some peanuts and talk nonsense and just be generally friendly with each other and talk about things that have happened during the week, which has been quite. On this side of the pond is quite interesting, They're really giving up. What's her name? The Prime Minister, Mrs. May, has resigned, or will be leaving the House of Parliament and no longer be Prime Minister. And now, of course, everybody else is lining up to see who can replace her. To be honest, I don't envy the person that decides to take her position, because that person is going to get such a lot of flack. Oh my God, can you believe it? They just, they've like resigned themselves to the fact that they are going to do this Brexit thing and leave the EU, and come hell or high water, whoever takes over that post. And if it is my mate Boris, then for sure. There's no backwards, there's no reverse, there's no nothing. It's going to happen. Deal or no deal, it's going to happen. Boris is a 1 in a million guy, and I can tell you he's a bit like Churchill in that sense, and that he will do it and say sorry afterwards, but it's done, too late. I remember the first time I met Boris was a couple of years ago. We were I was doing some filming for Guitarist TV, and we went to the British Music Experience, BME, which opened at the O2 Arena in London, on the north side of London there. And it was a hell of a long drive to get there. I think it took a couple of hours. And once you enter the O2 and you park your car, now if you're a TV guy, you have to take your gear from the car park to wherever the venue is that you're going to be filming. Now, I'm a one-man band, right? So I've got my camera, which is that colossal thing behind me, and the tripod, and any lighting that you need, and any sound equipment, and all this gear has got to go with you from the car, up the stairs, or through the car park, or past the security and all that stuff, and then into the venue, and then finally up another gazillion flights of stairs till eventually you get to this thing called the BME. So there is a lift, but was I allowed to use it? No, because I had to carry my gear all the way up the steps. I remember that. And you get into this venue, and the press go into a certain room, and you set up your camera. And I was the only guy there with a camera. The BBC were there as well. Did they film it? I don't think they did. I was the only guy filming it, and the rest were all like radio, press people, and all the rest of it. So onto the stage, onto the chairs and everything, and in the front comes Boris and Mr. Goldstein and one of the directors from the company. The introductions and brief speeches by all concerned, and finally Boris gets a chance to talk, and he was amazing. And that was the day I became a fan of Boris Johnson. And some people don't like him. Of course, I love him. I think he's brilliant, and I'm a massive fan of his. And I think he'll be a great Prime Minister. He won't take any cock from anybody. And I think he has a great head on his shoulders, despite the fact that his hair is never combed, and he looks a little bit sloppy in the way that he dresses and so on. But if you stand next to the man, he radiates confidence, superiority, and he is a great leader of men. And I firmly believe that, because I have stood next to the guy, shaken his hand, and filmed him making this tremendous introduction and opened the BME in London back in those days, and it was brilliant. And he did that. He did the opening by playing on a drum kit. So from the table, he walked around. I wondered what this drum kit is doing in this this interview room, or whatever it is. And Boris comes around and he gets on the drum kit and he starts playing the drums. Now, he can't play the drums to save his life, but he makes a noise, bang, bang, gush, 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 bang, poof, poof, bash. I now declare this British music experience open, gush, like this. It was absolutely phenomenal. It was brilliant. I don't know if you like that sort of thing, but I just think he's just marvelous. And he'll make a brilliant Prime Minister. He will, absolutely. And people don't like him because he's not conventional. He is exact opposite of conventional. And this country will take off if that guy runs it, because he is just so amazing. You know, he does a lot of, he's up for anything, just do it. You know, jump out of a helicopter and wave a flag. Okay, so maybe he doesn't wave the flag exactly horizontal or vertical or 45 degrees, and people pick up on every little nuance that he does wrong, you know. And so, fuck you, I'm just doing my own thing, you know what I mean? And that's what I like about him. Boris Johnson, my man, I hope you're Prime Minister. I really hope you don't get one of those skinny little wankers that are in the team. No, don't put them. They just haven't got, the same kind of the X factor. You need that. That's the thing, and Boris has got it. I don't care what anybody says. Boris is the man. So, hopefully, we will see. But of course, people get annoyed, so they do everything in their power to demoralize or to derail this whole process, because there are a lot of people that don't want to leave Europe. Of course, you know, I think it's a mistake, but it's too late. You know, we are down that road. We are on our way. And, you know, if you've been to Ireland and you've been to Dublin, you'll understand the real meaning of being part of Europe. Because in the street, when you walk down, there are so many different cultures. It's multicultural. It's fantastic, you know. It's a great environment. There's lots of, you can hear people talking lots of languages: Portuguese, Italian, Spanish, German, Danish. God, you know, it's just amazing. It's just so, it's such a fabulous city, and of course the occasional Irishman, which is brilliant too. So right now, my dear friend Luke Allen is venturing across the ocean to New Zealand, and just testing the waters there. So from all of us here, Luke, we wish you every best of luck in your adventures and your this great trek that you've decided to take to the other side of the ocean, which is miles away from your home of South Africa. And many of us have done this. We've been through there, you know, done this whole thing, starting from scratch in another country. The cultures, you speak the same language, but the cultures are completely different. The characters on the television are completely different. The sense of humor is completely different. Oh, the currency is completely different, and you get used to the value of things is all arse about face. You don't know whether you're Arthur or Martha, where you're staying. You don't know how to get from A to B. It's a great adventure that you're about to embark on, my friend, and I really hope that it works for you. And you just got to make it happen. You just got to make it happen. That's the bottom line. Just put your head down and do it. You know what I mean? You only live once. You're only here for one time, and that's it. So just do it. Don't end up going, you know, I should have. No, fuck that, bro. You got to go and do it. Just do it. Go and do it. You know, my man, I really, we decided that's what we're going to do. And when I came here for work, I decided, why not? Why not? Give me 10 reasons why I shouldn't. You know, you have one life. If you get an opportunity to work in the greatest city in the world, in London, why not? So there we go. If you're going to go and work in Christchurch or in New Zealand, the greatest rugby nation on the planet, God, man, wow, just go and do it. Even if you stay there for 2 years, 3 years, don't like it, and want to go back, that's fine. At least you've been there, you've done it, you've got the T-shirt. You know, you'll grow so much spiritually. You know, you may lose a lot of material things. You will lose a lot of things, and you have to start again, and that's very hard. But Luke, let me tell you this: there are stars in your eyes, and I can see them. And so for you, my friend, I play the stars from this wonderful band that we know and love as 6 a.m.
This is called Stars. Do you want to go to heaven tonight? Leave the evidence far behind. Say alright, alright. Do you want to be my lover tonight? We can leave everybody else behind. Say alright, alright. Do you want to see heaven tonight? Underneath those lights you will look so beautiful. Do you want to see the stars before they fall? See the stars before they fall. Do you want to be my love tonight? For all my life it could be so wonderful. Do you want to see the stars before they fall? See the stars before they fall.
This is such a cool tune, man. Thought you might like it, Bert. Oh, I got some good lines there.
Nothing matters ever since the day the pen in my heart like a hand grenade. Say alright, alright. Do you want to see heaven tonight? Underneath those lights you will look so beautiful. Do you want to see the stars before they fall? See the stars before they fall. Do you want to be my love tonight? For all my life it could be so wonderful. Do you want to see the stars before they fall? Stars before they fall. Fall out of the atmosphere. Let's run until we disappear, and never let them come and catch us. Never let them take away our stars. Make some noise out there. Do you want to see heaven tonight? Underneath those lights you will look so beautiful. Do you want to see the stars before they fall? See the stars before they fall. Do you want to be my love tonight? For all my life it could be so wonderful. Do you want to see the stars before they fall?
Find the tune.
Do you want to see the stars before they fall? Before they fall. Before they fall. Do you want to see the stars before they
The amazing 6 a.m. and Stars. Good luck, Luke, my mate. May it go well with you in New Zealand. Lots of South Africans have left the continent of Africa and headed out to the islands in New Zealand and never looked back, to be honest. And some of them have been there for many, many years and very happy there. And which is fantastic, you know. It's quite sad that we have to do these things, or it's just maybe it's just destiny, you know. It's in your blood that you need to move to another country and experience something else, and there's no harm in doing that. And quite honestly, if I was 16 again, when I finished school, I'd be a permanent traveling gypsy, going from country to country and living and experiencing all those wonderful things that this earth has for us, you know. I mean, there's more to life than just working. you can, as a full-time career, we were just drilled into us that you need to get a job and you need to stay with a company for as many years as you can and stick with one company, don't change jobs. That was complete bollocks. I mean, these days, even before these days, for years people have been jumping jobs from one to another. That's how you progress. That's how you progress in life. You move from one place to another. Obviously, you need to do it at the right time, and you need to complete a certain chapter in your life, and then when the time is right, you move. So when is the time right? Well, the time, who knows? It's the time when you feel in your soul, and it's something that you need to make your own decision. When is the time right? It's very difficult to say. The time is right for people in different... I'm a firm believer that the good Lord will show you, will open your eyes to things that you need to see as and when you need to see them. And, in the 60 years that I've been living on this earth, I seem to prove that time and time again. When I think to myself, why didn't I know when I was 21 that I could get an ancestral visa and come and live in England? Why didn't I know that? How come nobody told me that? How come I didn't find out about that sooner? And it's been there since the year dot when I was born. It was possible to do that because my granddad was British. But nobody told me that. Nobody knew that. And it became known to me only when, at some point in my life, when I was sent to this country on a mission for work, and I thought of thinking, well, I wonder if it's possible that I could actually stay here or work here permanently. And then as soon as I'd made that, oh yes, you can get an ancestral visa. God, I was like 38, somewhere around there, and I think, why didn't I know about this 20 years ago? I could have skipped national service and come to England and been in a rock band and made a living playing music. Whereas that wasn't my plan. That wasn't the plan for me. I believe that wasn't the plan for me. There was other things planned for me. I had a family and 3 wonderful children in South Africa, and they came into the world and they did things and they've done amazing things. And so it's everybody's. I do believe everybody has a certain way in the world, and these things appear to you as and when they are meant to appear to you. How did you meet your wife? How did you meet your wife? You just one day met this person, and I met my first wife at band practice, and when I first saw her, I didn't like her, and my mate liked her, Patrick, my best mate. He thought she was a hottie, and I thought, nah, not really my style, and I was a single man, guitarist, 21 or whatever I was those days. I can't remember, a bit older than that, actually, 22 maybe. Oh man, but things happen. You go from here to there and there to there. Next thing, you're dancing with this chick on the dance floor and at Margate, and one thing leads to another, and the next thing, you're married, huh? And the next thing, she's pregnant. Whoa, what happened? I'm 23 and I'm going to be a dad, man. Oh no, I was a bit older than that, I think. But I'm married at 23, yes. I mean, that doesn't happen today. In today's world, people like to stay single until they're like 40. And then they go, well, maybe I should get a partner or something. And that partner can be any sex, any race, anything like, it doesn't matter. It's a partner. A partner's a partner, whether it's a male or female, they don't care. So the world has really changed from days of old when we were youngsters, and the whole mentality of the way we think and the way kids think today is just completely different. Well, it's certainly different in this country compared to the way kids think in South Africa. Completely different environment, different culture. They don't see further than that box. That's all they see. because that's where they live, and that's this way. So when you move to another country, your whole vision starts to open up, and your eyes become open to other things, wonderful things. You realize that it's, if you get on a plane and go to Seychelles and live in a hut on the beach for 2 or 3 weeks, you're not going to die. Touch wood, you'll be okay. And the world is going to carry on running, and when you get back in the plane and come back to where you came from, it'll all still be here. Nothing, you're not going to lose anything. So just do it. Just get on a plane and go there and start a new job and find a place to live, and be nice to people, obey the country's laws, respect. That's the magic word. And you'll absolutely be super duper fine, my mate. Okay, I'm only talking from my own experiences. Everybody's got their own experiences of moving around the world and doing stuff. Hey, I'm sure. Okay, so here we go.
Tells the story of how we recorded it and what went wrong.
One of the greatest songs ever written.
Happened in Switzerland. The song's thing called Smoke on the Water.
Smoke on the Water, it is, mate. This is Deep Purple. From my man, Glenn, here you go, mate. You ready? Woo-hoo. I'm playing this song especially for my friend Peter Caldwell. Lost my blue. Okay, let's see if I can find. Go. Okay, coming up after this, we're going to be talking about Full House. Pull House. Pull House. P-R-L-H-O-U-S-E. Pull House. Right. So, how are we doing for time now? 9:45. I've got another couple of minutes and I'm done and dusted. So it would be nice if we could talk to one of the guys in the band. But it's a bit short notice, But I'll let you know. I'm going to tell you all about them anyway. So let's have a quick read here. Funky Claude. I thought there was something else. Those words. And I thought that this is a fucking home. That's what I thought the words were. It was Funky Claude. So for years I've been thinking fucking, what's stupid, man. Well, that's the way it was, When we first learned this song, I must have been about 16 or 17. And I think I sang it for the first time. God, whenever the song was written. When they first played it live in Japan, they played Made in Japan. I think that's the album that I bought. It was incredible. Those are the days, man. Those are the days. Okay, we're gonna do it. Let's do it. Play this new song called Hurt You. Words of the song. plays that solo. Live, so if you're watching a bit of Rod Stewart, then so a lot of people watching Rod Stewart tonight at Southampton, I think, somewhere in Southampton. Never forget a day. Playing air guitar, watching myself playing air guitar. I'm crazy with that. Why not, man? It's the weekend. Chill out, bro. Chill out. Okay, let's see who's tuned in. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready for a bit of Pull House? Probably one of the greatest songs ever written. Eh? Okay, so what do you do when you go to a music shop? You don't play that song. No, you don't play that song when you pick up a guitar. Okay. After this, we're coming back right at you.
Now, stand by Durban, East London, Maritzburg, the Wild Coast, and all of Capital Country for the most music power.
The sexy rock radio station you've always wanted is here.
With your host, Michael de Jager.
He rocks my world.
Well, thank you very much indeed. Do appreciate it. And if you just tuned in, warm welcome to you. Michael de Jager behind the microphone tonight on Durban Rock Radio, broadcasting all over the planet on the internet. And we're streaming live on Guitarist TV on YouTube on the Guitarist TV channel. If you just tuned in, thanks so much for listening. And as promised, tonight's new addition to the family of rock and roll legends is a wonderful band called Pull House. Pull House. Pilhouse. And let me tell you a little bit about the band. The band are an indie rock band and formed by 4 musical and technology students who live in London. And these guys have been living together, and they study together, and they work together. Well, they don't work, they're at university, and they're studying technology, music technology, how to record songs, how to produce songs, that sort of thing. That's what they do. But they are musicians as well at the same time. So what a fantastic opportunity to put something together as a band and put something and make some music while they are completing their studies at university. What an absolute dream opportunity for any musician to be studying music technology. And of course, let me just read a little bit about them from their website, which is pullhouse.bandcamp.com. Okay, so together they recorded and released their debut EP demo in December 2018, and they are influenced by bands, artists, in particular King Cruel, The Cure, and Mac DeMarco. Pull House are an enthusiastic young band looking to make their mark in 2019. They'll be featuring at various venues around southwest London. So if you're interested, then make your way across to pullhouse.bandcamp.com and just pop in there and say hello. And they're also on Instagram. And I can see from the Bandcamp website that they have 3 songs lined up there, so you can go and listen to 3 songs. I'm going to play you one of them, but let me just introduce the band before we start doing that. So on guitar, bass, and vocals is Jim Sorensen. On guitar and vocals is Mr. B. Wilson. And on bass guitars and vocals, a guy called Finley Topping. And on the drums, my good friend, Mr. Joe Brooks. And he's an amazing guy, and I met him last weekend. And great guy to talk to, and super into music, and he reminds me so much of the drummer from that wonderful band that goes by the name of Blur. Yeah, so I'll think about it in a minute. But let's listen to the song. The song that I got here lined up on the turntable for you is one called Hurt You. So here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Please put your hands together for the band Pull House and a cool tune called Hurt You. Here we go.
Stressed out on the brink, breaking everything.
I like it.
Fade out in sleep. You're there in my dreams, trying not to make it out that you're the only good
I think they're great. I think this is such a cool song. Congratulations, guys. What an amazing song. You heard it first time on Durban Rock Radio, ladies and gentlemen. Pull House and Hurt You is the name of the song that you just listened to. It was released in 2018 by the band. The guys are students at a university in London, and they're studying music technology, and I wish them every success in the world because I think they're flipping brilliant. I love the band, and I've seen a couple of their videos too. Amazing. They're just doing everything themselves, and it just shows you what you can do when you put your head down and just get stuff done. And they are so creative, so talented, and such beautiful music. Really, absolutely fantastic. Good luck, guys. I hope it works out for you. Okay, so we're going to be back in precisely 1 second
The sexy
after this.
rock radio station you've always wanted is here.
With your host, Michael de Jager.
He rocks my world.
Now, stand by Durban, East London, Maritzburg, the Wild Coast, and all of Capital Country for the most music power.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I introduce you to one of the greatest Durban rock and roll bands? This is Arapaho. And a new tune called Dump Truck.
Drunkenness and rain. Welcome to the real world, says some passerby. Last night I felt like a rock star. Like Jimmy, I think I kissed the sky. Take me there and bring me back again. Take me there, bring me home. You made me feel famous tonight, and I wanna feel that way again. 3, 4, 5 o'clock, hanging on to each night. Thrown out the back in a numbing rough and tumble. The price to pay for some short-lived glamour. Another new day and morning has struck. The sun's come to pick me up again. This time the back of a dump truck. A satisfying, sweet sort of lasting pain. Take me there and bring me back again. Take me there, bring me home. You made me feel famous tonight, and I wanna feel that way again. Take me home,
It's the great band too, Arapaho.
take me home.
Superb song, actually.
Take me there and bring me back again. Take me there, bring me home. You make me feel famous tonight, and I wanna feel that way
Okay, one show next week, I think, next Friday, I'm going to do an all South African show. All Durban bands. I've got enough material to play the entire evenings with entertainment, just with South African rock bands. Great bands. Honestly. There's enough to do. Truly awesome band, Arapaho, and one of their great songs.
The sexy rock radio station you've always wanted is here.
With your host, Michael de Jager.
He rocks my world.
And just to prove a point, this is South Africa's finest rock and roll band now, I can tell you. They're called Remedy Project. They come from Durban, my hometown. This is Colors Shine.
How can I contain myself when you look me that way? 'Cause what you mean to me is not make believe, it's meant to be. I'm inspired when you're with me. You make my colors shine when I'm burning dry and empty. You fill me with new life. When I'm against our odds and my back's against the wall, you are the first helpful and the first one that I call. Nothing means a thing. With you I see, with you I'm free. I'm inspired when you're with me. You make my colors shine when I'm burning dry and empty. You fill me with new The world keeps changing, so degrading. You remain, it's you that helps me through. I'm inspired when you're with me. You make my colors shine when I'm burning dry and empty. You fill me with new life. I'm inspired when you're with me. You make my colors shine when I'm burning dry and empty. You fill me with new
What a great song from a great band, Durban band, Remedy Project. Such a nice song called Colors Shine. Okay, so if you just joined us, a very warm welcome to you, especially to everybody that's popped in on Facebook to say hello, and I really do appreciate that, just popping in and saying hello. It's wonderful, because on Facebook all you're going to hear is my voice talking and no music, so it really, it's quite boring to sit and listen to somebody just yakking away for 2 hours. I really do understand that, so don't expect you to stick around for 2 hours. My God, there's more to life than that, of course. But it's nice to say, how's it? And especially when great people come online. Dave Opfold, legend, man. How's it, Dave? So good to have you. And Cynthia de Jager, of course, legend from Durban and now in the UK. It's so wonderful to have you here, Cynthia. It's just best news ever, man. You won't be sad. Honestly, it's a new world, new life, new things, new friends, new church, new this, new shops, everything. I mean, you know the story. You've been around the sun many more times than me. And but honestly, when you leave your home, the country of your birth, the city of your birth, it's heart-wrenching, man. I'm telling you, it is. But you want to know that it's always going to be there. It's always going to be there. You can always get on a plane and go back there anytime you want, and go and say hello and everything, and then make another decision whether you want to stay or not. And I've seen Durban change over the last 20 years. In the 20 years I've been in England, South Africa has changed dramatically. From the time that I left South Africa in 2000 and came to England, and back then in those days, you were still served. If you went to a restaurant and sat down, some white guy would come and serve you food. 20 years later, if you go back to South Africa now and sit down, a black guy will come and serve you food. The difference is, the black guy that serves you will speak exactly the same as the white guy that served you 20 years ago. And it's a fact. It's not a racist thing at all. It's just, that is the fact of life. That is the way that South Africa has changed. The culture has changed. People have changed. There are still remnants of the racist world in South Africa. Of course, there will always be. It's in America. It's everywhere. People don't like other people's cultures. They just can't get on with other people's cultures. It's very hard to adapt to another person's culture, especially if it's completely foreign to yours. If somebody's going to kill a goat in their back garden and sacrifice it and squirt blood into a tin from its throat, that for me is foreign, and I don't understand it. But for a Zulu guy, that's not foreign. That's just what they do. So you need to accept that. If you're going to live in that country, you need to accept that, because that's the way of the world. That's the way the cookie crumbles, as they say. And some people don't like it. They can't get on with it. They just don't have the I don't know what you want to call it, the mentality to go, okay, I accept that. That's fine. If that's what you want to do and it's legal and everything, you're not hurting anybody except the poor old goat. Just carry on breathing. That's just the way of the world. It's the same here in England. You have people of different faiths who don't get on at all, and that's been going on like that for centuries. It doesn't just happen now overnight. For centuries, Muslims and Christians have been at war, killing each other for one or another reason, and it's generally people that are extreme in their views, and they're not good. You need to just chill out, man. These people not all Muslim people are terrorists, not all Christian people are fucking terrorists. There's always a bad apple amongst them, and how I feel, what I feel about war. I think it's a completely disgusting thing that mankind has invented to kill each other by mutilating. It's just, God, I can't even explain what it does to me inside when I see the children in Syria getting blown to pieces for fucking no reason at all. Why? What are you gonna get out of it? Why are they there? Take the children away. If you want to bomb a city, then get the children out of there, and let the people who started the fight meet there and fucking have it out. If they want to fight, then carry on, but don't involve the children, for God's sake. What's wrong with you? It's just mind-blowing. I can't understand. It just doesn't comprehend in my brain that somebody in an aeroplane can knowingly pull the trigger on a gun that's going to fire a fucking missile at a target where there's children. And he knows there are children there, and he knows that there are innocent people who have done nothing to anybody. And they still want to do that shit. It just doesn't compute in my brain that this should be happening in this day and era, and this time, and this world. Why? It's just fucking nonsense. And if I had the power, I would stop it right now. I would say stop it right now. Just put your guns away, go and fucking chill out on the beach, catch a wave, have a surf, smoke a Zol, whatever. do whatever you want, but just stop killing people, please. You know, you don't need to do that sort of shit. You know, I lost my mom and dad in the normal way. They passed away because of sickness. And it's the hardest thing in the world for me to accept. The hardest thing, you know. It broke my heart. And, you know. So, how do the people feel about another guy coming along and killing your parents? What does that do to you inside? It fucks you up properly, doesn't it? It will. It has to, you know. And it's just an escalation, and one thing leads to another, and that person then wants revenge, isn't there? Yeah. And of course, so the cycle of violence will carry on until, at one point in our civilization, enough is enough. Somebody will have to say, enough is enough. Please, no more. No more war. Please, just stop. And that will be the end of that. And there will never be any more wars on this planet. But it'll only happen after mankind has taken and wiped out entire, you know, countries. And, you know, I won't be around when that happens. I don't want to fucking be around when that happens, please. Let's play another song. What shall we play? Let's have a look-see. You know, even in my country, in South Africa, we had, I don't know, we had lots of trouble when I was a youngster, and you know, I didn't even. I was half of the time you're not really aware of what's going on around you. You don't understand it because you are just too young to understand what's going on. 16-year-old, what do you know? You know, you become national service. You have to go and do national service. For what? What am I going to go and do this? What for? You know? And it's because some dude wants to keep control of the situation, and you end up doing stuff. And then you find out why you're doing what you're doing, and then you go, fuck that, I'm not doing that anymore. Boom, resign. No longer am I doing this anymore. I'm doing other stuff. I'm going back to playing my guitar and being a rock star. Yeah, man, that's what I want to do. Let's love each other, man. Let's love each other. Let's not do the other shit. I want to play this song for somebody very special in my heart to, you know, who I loved very, very many years ago, 20, 30 years ago. And here's a song by Olivia Newton-John. So let's love each other. Let's be peaceful. And let's live together in this world happily ever after. Come on, let's do it.
Maybe I hang around here a little more than I should. We both know I've got somewhere else to go. I've got something to tell you that I never thought I would, but I believe you really ought to know. I love you.
of my favorite love songs of all time, and it just leads me on to just say thank you very much for tuning us in tonight, and I hope you've gained some benefit from what I've been able to show you tonight, and the chats that we've had and stuff like that. And thank you very much to everybody on Facebook just for popping in to say, hello and letting us know that you're well in the world and that all is good. And so my message to you is to go forward in this world and do good and do something amazing for somebody else in this world. Just one time, just do it. And honestly, the world will be such amazing place. Like my friend Steve Lukather once said. Here we go. Player, legend, Mr. Steve Lukather. Hello, Stephen.
How are you, mate?
Yeah, really.
How you doing? Welcome to the UK.
Yeah, I love the UK.
Yeah.
My second time, we were here in London. We did London up in November. But it's nice to be back, break out of just London. That's what I'm trying to do, just ease my way all the way through your wonderful country.
Yeah.
Did you choose Leamington Spa? Or
did I what?
Did you choose to come to Leamington Spa?
No, I actually, my agent and my record company said, you got to just get out of London. You got to get out there. So we're just kind of, put my feet in the water out here and see where it's at. Here we are on St. Paddy's Day.
Yes, St. Patrick's Day, that's right.
To all the viewers of Guitarist TV,
yes.
Happy St. Patrick's Day.
Yes.
We'd also like to take a short little opportunity to send all of our thoughts and prayers with the people of Japan.
Yes.
Real tragic thing going on there, and our thoughts are with you.
My dear friends, man, I have spoken to a few of my dear friends there, and they're okay, but every day it just seems to become, it goes to show you how fragile life is,
Yeah.
It's one world, we're all in this together. If the whole thing goes crazy, it doesn't matter what religion or what side of the political fence you're on. Kids are kids, and people are people, and we gotta kind of look after each other. We should get more into that, but maybe we will.
Maybe we will. You never know.
We're all the same, right?
Yeah.
Amen. Amen to that, my brother. God bless you all, everybody. Thank you very much for tuning in. If you just tuned in, thanks very much. A bit late ending the show now. This is Steve Lukather and a beautiful song of his album Transitions. This song is called Right the Wrong. So if you have a great weekend, have a great weekend. God bless. Love you lots. We wouldn't be doing what we're doing right now if it wasn't for our lives, that's for sure.
Times have changed, nothing ever stays the same. Waking up to news that brings me down. I'm amazed, promises of hope and change that never ever seem to come around.
Good to see you. Such a cool song of a great album, Transitions, and Right the Wrong by Steve Lukather's. Incredible band. Just a reminder, current tours, Mr. Lukather will be playing with Toto, and on the 40 Trips Around the Sun World Tour, which starts in London on the 13th of June, goes to Cork in Ireland on the 15th of June, and then off to Gavil in Sweden, Oslo, Norway, Langesund, Norway, Sarpsborg, Norway, Aarhus, Denmark, Sopot in Poland, and Budapest, Hungary. Okay, so if you get a chance to get some tickets, make your way to stevelukather.com and book tickets for the new tour for Toto, who begin the tour in London at the Chelsea on the 13th of June, and hopefully we'll be talking to Luke about the tour. Maybe next weekend, maybe next Friday we'll get him to do it. Anyway, this is a song that made the band so famous. You know that song. Anyway, last one for me. Good night, God bless, cheers. I don't know what to say, really.
And it's not in the way you see your mind.
Okay, that's it from me. I gotta go. See you next time. Love you. Bye. Thanks again. Bye-bye. See you next time. Good night. Take care. Look after yourselves. Have a nice weekend and cheers. Bye-bye. Bye.